Good morning. It's 6:45. Last time I was out here was 3 a.m. It is 12 hours and 45 minutes into our smoke. Um, Here's the good thing about having the propane is the temperature stays consistent. Even if you run out of wood and coals, it'll bump up the temperature just a little bit. So you may not be having that much as far as the wood and the charcoal, but the temperature will keep going. Yeah. Let's see what we still have here. Still have a little bit of ash in there, and we'll have a little bit of yeah, still have some coals in there. You can really smell that apple wood. So having this thing takes those few coals real quick. Boom. Get more apple wood and more oak charcoal in there. Put that back in there and let it keep going. See, you want this thing to get cooked slowly, and I mean slowly. It'll take the fat will render and the fibers will break down, and what you're left with is all of the meat that has gotten all that flavor, that smoke that's in there, and ends up making it just really, really good, easy to pull. And so I'm gonna put this back in there. I'll put a couple little more pieces of wood back on top of this, and I'll actually go back and lay down some more for another hour or so, and then get up for the day. But this is truly a labor of love when you talk about smoking meats. There is no quick way to do it. You know, people will say, "Oh, I do it in my crock pot." Yeah, you can do it in a crock pot, and it's not bad. But it's not the same as getting that smoke flavor in there. When this thing dies, mm, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna lose my mind. That thing is like a friend. Now, see, look at that. That is, look, oops. That is, look at that smoke. That's what you want right there. Get that sucker nice and hot. Nice piece of oak charcoal in there, so that way it'll keep it smoldering. And then you just keep adding to it. Look at that. That's smoke. Look at that. That's good smoke right there, y'all. Don't hate on propane. If you know how to use propane in the smoke with the smoker, you can get good smoke. Now, you know, a lot of people I talk to have pellet smokers, and like my man Brian, the mailman, I haven't used one, but I've had meats and stuff out of them. Meat's good. Meat tastes good and stuff. And it's just really what you know. The nice thing about a pellet one is you ain't got to do none of this. It's just gonna keep feeding those pellets and keep it smoking. It's gonna keep that temperature set. And it's it's hard sometimes when you've been taught the ancient old ways of doing things. Um, I know when screw guns and nail guns first came out, I was like, oh no, you gotta have a hammer and a nail and stuff. And then you start using this, like, boy, this is pretty easy. And copper pipe, plumbing wise, I would always, oh, you gotta sweat pipes and everything else because, copper, that's the way to go. That's the way I always learned it. And then you start using PEX and locking it together or the clamps on it and it bends and goes all the way through. And then it's like, 25% of the price. And you're kind of like, why did I do all that crazy shit when I could have done this and it's a lot easier? So, yeah, for purists out there that want to have a big pile of wood, and the smoker, hey, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. But if you don't have the time, but you want the real flavor and stuff, this is the next step. And if you don't have the time and you got the money, pellet smoker kind of do the same thing. So change sometimes it's hard. Sometimes change can make your life a lot easier. Last night I was a caveman at 3 o'clock in the morning. And but had I had a whole night's sleep and could have come down here and looked at that and said, hey, that was pretty easy. But, you know, I'm not going to go out and buy a pellet smoker. Until this dies. This is my baby here. All right. Hope you guys are having a great morning. I'm going to go back to bed. Yeah, I'm going to go back to bed for about an hour or so. At least let the sun come up. And I'll see you later. Peace.